here at the blinds. We're gonna, as you can hear, the birds are starting to get a little anxious for morning, and we're gonna use the little bit of darkness we still have to get in the blinds and get set up and see if we can see them come out of their roosts. They're high up in the trees. Just we go up there in the night to just be safe from predators, and they'll come down as soon as it starts to get light. So we're here in Mountain Green this morning. We woke up with the wild turkeys that have been roosting in these trees, and then they flew off onto the hillside, and now they've departed. I think something may have spooked them a little bit. We're here with Jon Leonard with the National Wild Turkey Federation. What's your title with the Federation, Jon?
I'm the state chapter president for Utah, and also the Ogden president of the Ogden chapter.
So Jon, the turkeys that we saw this morning are not native to Utah. They're Rio Grande, as I understand it.
Yeah, these birds around here, Rio Grande, there were birds that were native to Utah. There's certainly adequate evidence of that in petroglyphs and that.
Those would be the Merriams in
central and southern part of the state, and they're predominantly Merriams that occupied the ponderosa pine forest of the southern Utah.
So one of the things we are doing, we're hearing a lot of different kind of calls this morning. What kind of things are they doing this time of year that they're calling each other and challenging each other a little bit?
Well, it's the spring mating season, and so the gobblers are obviously displaying and making their gobbling sounds to kind of wake up the world, and then let everybody know they're the boss. They display to attract hens, and to also they posture and fight for dominance. And it's as you saw this morning, it's quite a display.
Yeah, there were quite a few birds here. I think there were probably over 100 that we were able to see. What kind of calls do you have? Do you use as a hunter to keep them close or bring them closer?
Well, the primary calls that are used for hunting is the diaphragm call is probably the most versatile, and that fits in the roof of the mouth, somewhat similar to elk calling. And you basically, with any call, you imitate the yelp of the hen, and there's actually 28 vocalizations that turkeys have, but you only need to know basically the yelp, and as you perfect that, then you can throw in a few other calls. There's also a box call that's probably the easiest to learn how to operate, and a slate call, and because of the different sounds and that projecting when you're calling to a tom, you try to imitate more than one bird, and you call loud and you call soft, and generally speaking, when you the farther away the birds are, or if you're just trying to locate one, you call louder as you get one interested, and if he's coming in, then you call softer. You don't want to call too much, though. Once you have the gobbler's attention and that, and he's coming, you probably want to stop calling and let him come on in. If another hen, he crosses and gets involved with another hen while he's approaching you, then a lot of times you have to kind of call to that hen and get into a battle of dominance with the hen, because another hen will try to keep the tom from hooking up with other hens. So that's some of the challenges of turkey hunting, is to play that chess game with the birds, knowing when to call, how loud to call, what kind of calls to use. But generally, when there's other hens around, that's the most difficult time to try to attract the tom into shotgun range. You kind of have to have this duel with the hen and exert your dominance. So,
right. It's interesting, isn't it? And it takes a lot of practice and experience to really get it nailed, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and there's of course a lot to turkey hunting. Besides calling, you have to blend in, and they have extremely keen eyesight and hearing. So, you have to be very cautious and camel up good and remain still and well hidden.
We've seen wild turkeys in action now. We've seen ways to call them in, ways to find them. Now we're going to talk about turkeys in Utah. This is Dean Mitchell with the Division of Wildlife. He was instrumental in bringing the turkeys to Utah and the numbers that they are in now, and helped bring forth the over-the-counter purchasing, which is now possible. That's a pretty big deal.
You know, the wild turkey in Utah, Brett, really took off when we began to move Rio Grande birds into the state in the early to late 1980s. And with those subsequent transplants that we did, bringing birds into Utah, and also very aggressively moving birds within the state, they've really kind of taken off statewide. Right now we've got birds from the Utah-Idaho border on the north to the Utah-Arizona border on the south, and vice versa when you're going from west to east. Right now in Utah, we estimate the Merriam's population at about 3,000 to 3,500 birds, and the Rio Grande population probably is in the neighborhood of 17 to 18,000 birds right now.
So turkeys have come a long way in Utah. What's the future? Are there more turkeys to be moved around? What's the status?
Well, we've not completed the distribution of the wild turkey in the state yet, Brett. We just put together a new transplant priority list for both of the subspecies that we have. That's going to run from 2010 to 2014, and on that list we've identified 254 more sites in the state that we want to move birds into. About 148 of those sites are new sites that we want to put birds into that weren't on our previous transplant priority list. So as we learn about these birds and their preferences, for habitats that we have here in Utah, we find more places that they'll do well on Utah's landscape in.
So Dean, it's been very exciting for you, I'm sure, to have been through this whole program and see the turkeys come to this point where they are now. But you're also a hunter, and I'd like for you to talk a little bit about what's special about the turkey hunt. I hear a lot of people talk about the opportunity to be out in the spring and that. It's another species, another opportunity to get out in the outdoors.
Well, Brett, I am, and what we're experiencing this year is really been a professional goal of mine to be able to see us offer over-the-counter turkey hunting opportunity in the state, and so I'm very excited about that. And yes, I am a pretty avid turkey hunter. This is a great time of the year to be out. It's wonderful to get up early in the morning and be in the turkey woods, and just kind of watch the world come to life in the spring of the year. One of my favorite things to do when I'm in the turkey woods is listen for the rough grouse that drum out there in the spring of the year. That's a pretty neat spectacle of nature that just really does a lot for me. It's relaxing for me to be in the turkey woods. It's fun to be out, watching the world green up out there and renew itself after the long cold winter. And bringing a bird home is just kind of frosting on the cake. I mean, if you get lucky enough out there and you're skilled enough to put a turkey in the bag, why, that's just frosting on the cake. But the real experience is just kind of enjoying nature and being outside in the spring of the year.